Hey guys, welcome back to the Unhinged Homesteader. This is part 2 of our chicken coop conversion, where we transformed our single family coop into a duplex that now houses ducks as well. As you can see, the project is done. I had some trouble with wind yesterday when I was finishing off, but I will roll the footage that I was able to get yesterday, and then I will give you a tour of the entire thing. So today we're going to be closing off the duck house. I was not comfortable with the bottom being open like that, especially for overnight. I wanted them to be as safe and secure as my chickens are at night. So we are closing off this portion. I just threw in whatever materials I had, and then I'm just wrapping the plastic up the sides again, just to protect the wood from any wetness that comes in, using a ton of staples. And then I just added their pine shavings. Hi. Anyways, just adding their pine shavings, and I'm also going to put their feeder in there. And then we're moving on to the outside, where I'm taking off that hillbilly lock that I made the day before, and I went and invested $2 and bought this slide latch. Looks a little cleaner, much easier to use, and it matches the knob. So I'm just installing that, and then realized I had to move this piece of wood up so the latch matched up with the slider bolt. And since we enclosed their dwelling, I was able to take the chicken wire off of the perimeter of the bottom of the coop. So during the day, they will be able to go under there for shade, dig for bugs, create mud, just have a grand old time. And they'll also have another place to run to if there are any predators in the area. The chickens have their covered run, the ducks is not covered, so they needed somewhere safe to run to. And this is the only clip I was able to get of me building the fence yesterday. The wind kept knocking my tripod over, and it was making me angry, so I just gave up and built it off camera. And now we are creating the gates for each of the openings. There's going to be 2. I'm using 2x4s, zip ties, reclaimed hinges from our doors inside, and a lot of faith. But no, they came out pretty sturdy. They came out better than I was picturing in my head, which never happens. So I'm pretty proud of them. They're decently sturdy. They're sturdy enough to keep some ducks in and keep my children and dogs out. So that is good enough for me. But yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. It's like a professional did it. Now we're just putting on some finishing touches. Can't forget the cute sign. There, all done. Okay, so here is the front of our coop and runs. The right side is for the chickens, and they have access to the coop on the left-hand wall, so they can come in and out. And their food and water stay in the run. And then here's our first gate. And as you come in, the chickens get this big coop because we have 16 of them, and I have 6 more hatching out in the next couple days. Oh, excuse us. Let's just tip this back up. Carry on. So here's our coop. Right now we have 2 nesting boxes, and I put a tiny little roof on it just so they didn't sit on top and poop into the boxes. We have 3 roost bars all high up, and then the floor is empty. We kept it pretty simple in here. As I add more hens, I'll add more nest boxes, but for right now, they all wait their turn for that 1 box. I did just want to pause here and say they had 6 nesting boxes, and they only used that 1 in the bottom by the front door. They would not use any of their boxes. So I took them all out and just left 2 in there, and they still only want to lay in that box. So I will be adding some more nest boxes now that I have 6 new chicks hatching. However, I didn't want anyone to think that I was forcing them to only use 1 nest box. I gave them plenty. That's just where they like to lay. So I'm not a bad chicken mom. I just have stubborn chickens, which is fine. I love them all dearly. They can do whatever they want as long as they give me their eggs. Anyways, let's get back to the tour. So here is a nice big gravel area. The ducks will have this area. This is their run. And right here on the rocks, I'm going to be adding a kiddie pool for them to be able to swim in. I just need to go purchase one. I haven't been able to find them yet. It's a little early in the season. But as you come around, their coop is behind. You saw me build that. They also have full access to under the coop. I did set their water over here. I'm about to open the door. They are inside there getting some fresh air. I made them a little ramp. I'm not sure if they'll need it, but I wanted to make sure they could get up and down because they're not full grown yet. They're not tiny little chicks anymore. They're somewhere in between, so I'm not sure what their needs are yet. But this is their house. You saw me close it up earlier in the video. And there is Cheese and Quackers. The big one on the left is Cheese, and the small one is Quackers. And they're adorable. I did put their food in here because this is a secure space. And obviously during the days, the top will be down. I just have it open now so they're not in complete darkness because I haven't opened that door yet. But all I have in here is their food and pine shavings. I'm not sure. I will have a nest box in here eventually. It'll probably sit over here. That way they have all this space to nest for the night. But if anybody out there also has ducks and has any advice, or if I did something incorrectly, please let me know because I want my birds to be as happy and safe as possible. While this does look it is all closed off for safety. But for ventilation, you can see slats coming through. Or the light coming through the slats, excuse me. So they should be fine ventilation-wise. In the cold snap that we get like for 1 week a year, I can always wrap the outside in this same construction plastic. I do that for the coop as well. You come over here and I have a drawer of just some chicken accessories like extra feeders and stuff like that. That's Sarah. I love her coloring. Anyway, chicken treats, and then that bag in there are duck treats, which I will give them in just a minute when I open this up. So let's see if they want to come out. I'm not sure if they'll be brave enough yet. I just put them in here a few minutes ago. It's okay. Okay. And then there is the second door. So I can either enter and exit through here to open the chicken coop, which is right over here, and the ducks, or I can come through the front one to get eggs. But that is our coop. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while I transformed our chicken coop in our backyard. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, a comment, subscribe. That way you can see all upcoming videos. Next week we have a cleaning video, and also we'll be planting the garden for 2026. If you're interested in either of those, tune in next week. Thanks for being here. Bye.